Welcome to the Deep Dive, the place where we take complex information, strip away the nonsense, and hand you the intellectual shortcuts. Today, we are diving into a topic that sounds so simple, it's almost deceptive. But according to the material we've analyzed, it is the root mistake, the one that just sabotages financial well-being for almost everyone. We're talking about the true difference between financial needs and wants.
That is the core conflict right there. And what's so fascinating is that this one confusion, this, mixing up what we absolutely must have versus what just looks shiny for a second, it's why money disappears.
Like socks in the dryer.
Exactly like socks in the dryer. So if you can master this one thing, you get this massive, almost unfair advantage.
So our mission today is to give you some simple, powerful mental models, the source material actually calls them superpowers, to manage your money. The goal is to make you smarter than 99% of grown-ups who are still trying to figure this all out.
Yeah, and this deep dive is based on a guide that's brilliant because it avoids all that dry financial jargon. It uses these fun metaphors and a really simple test to explain things like impulse control. And that's exactly where most adults fail.
Okay, so let's jump right into that central conflict because it gives us this great framework. The guide splits our brain into two parts, right? The zombie brain and the smart brain.
Yes. The zombie brain is that immediate, loud voice in your head. It works on pure impulse, and it only screams one thing.
Right.
It sees something, a glowing Fortnite skin, new sneakers, whatever, and it just demands it now. And when the zombie brain wins, you get a little hit of happiness, and then usually you get a dust-collecting item and some regret later on.
And the smart brain, what's its role?
The smart brain is, the calm one. It doesn't rush. It sort of sits back, sips some lemonade, and it just asks one key question that stops that whole impulse in its tracks. Do we actually need that, buddy? And when the smart brain wins, you don't spend the money, and it's there to grow or be used for something way cooler down the line.
So the whole game is just training the smart brain to spot the difference. The source has a definition for this.
It's brutally clear. I love it.
Yeah.
So in plain language, what's a need?
A need is fundamental. I mean, it's something your body or your life literally breaks without. The guide puts it this way. If you don't have it, you will die or you will stink.
Okay, that's pretty direct.
It is. We're talking about the absolute non-negotiables.
Right.
Food, water, a house, shoes that don't have holes in them, toothpaste. Basic stuff.
Simple enough. And a want.
A want is all the fun stuff. It's cool, it's shiny, and it might make your friends go, whoa, but here's the real test. You will still be alive tomorrow without it.
We're talking the new Fortnite skin, another pack of Pokemon cards.
Or that giant tub of glitter slime from the story in the book, the one that exploded 5 minutes after it was bought. Total want. That's the really obvious end of the spectrum, sure. But here's where it gets interesting, especially for adults. To be smarter than 99% of grown-ups, we have to get into the gray area. Where does that line blur?
That is the perfect question. Because for an adult, a need is, say, transportation to get to work. The want is the brand new luxury SUV with the heated seats and the giant touchscreen.
Right, or a laptop for your job. The basic model that gets the work done is the need.
Exactly. But the top-of-the-line model with the glowing keyboard and the extra-large screen, that's a want pretending to be a need.
And that's where the trouble starts. We rationalize it. We tell ourselves, oh, I need that $7 coffee every morning to function.
When really the need is caffeine. You could make it at home for, what, 30 cents? The expensive drink is the want.
So we're always fighting that urge to upgrade a necessity into a luxury.
And that's what feeds the want monster. This big green creature with dollar signs for eyes. He gets stronger with every one of those impulse buys, so we need some tools to lock him away.
Okay, let's get into the tools. The first one the source offers to defeat that monster is, it's a really powerful one, the 24-hour rule.
It's so simple, but it works. It's pure psychology. When a want pops into your head, a new game, a new shirt, whatever, you are forbidden from buying it right away. You force yourself to wait for 24 hours.
So you're just telling the zombie brain, maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. If you still care just as much, we'll talk. But the source makes this bold claim. It says that 90% of the time, the next day, you just go, I don't even care anymore.
90%. That seems incredibly high. Is the impulse really that weak?
It is. Because that impulse, that gotta have it now feeling, it's just a chemical rush in your brain. It's a dopamine spike. And it's really, really short-lived.
So the delay just lets the chemicals settle down.
Exactly. It lets the smart brain get back in the driver's seat. The desire wasn't really about how great the item was. It was about the thrill of getting it right now.
So the enemy isn't the item, it's the impulse itself. Like in that example with Jaden and the glowing keyboard, it was $120.
Mm-hmm. He waited, and the next day the rush was gone. He realized his old keyboard was perfectly fine, and he decided to save that money for, like, a mountain of Robux instead.
Which is a huge win for the smart brain.
It's the difference between a temporary whim and a strategic goal, and that leads perfectly into the second tool, which is great for those things that feel a little more justifiable. The would I buy this with my own earned money test.
This one brings in the idea of effort. So you have to imagine you just spent a whole month doing chores, mowing the lawn, cleaning the garage, and you finally earn $50. Cold, hard cash.
Yeah, your own sweat is in that money.
Now you look at that shiny want. Would you really trade all that effort for this?
It's such a powerful reframe. Money, you just get, a birthday gift or whatever. It's easy to spend because there's no emotional connection. But when you tie it to your own hard work, you get really protective of it.
So if you're holding that thing and your gut reaction is, heck no, I worked way too hard for this,
Yeah.
then the source is dead on. It's a want in disguise, and you should probably run away.
That shift in perspective is everything. And it brings us to the biggest, the fanciest idea in this whole deep dive, the magic word grown-ups love to use: opportunity cost.
We hear it all the time, but let's boil it down. Opportunity cost is just whatever you give up when you choose something else.
That's it. It's the invisible loss. It's the road not taken. And honestly, understanding this is the real secret to building wealth over time. When you spend $10 today, you haven't just lost $10. You've lost everything that $10 could have become.
Okay, so let's use the example from the source to make this real, because this is where the math starts to get genuinely exciting. You've got $200 in birthday money. It's burning a hole in your pocket.
Option one, the zombie brain choice, is you buy the coolest new remote-controlled drone. And it's fun for, 2 weeks? Until the battery starts to die or rotor breaks or, let's be honest,
Your little brother crashes it into the roof.
your little brother crashes it. The fun is over. The drone goes in the closet, and its value is now 0.
Okay, now, option 2, the smart brain choice. You take that same $200 and you put it in a bank account or a simple investment account. How does it, $200 doesn't seem like much. How does it become $3,200?
Compounding. It's the engine of all wealth. Think of it like a tiny snowball at the top of a very, very long hill.
Okay.
You invest that $200. The account pays you a little bit of free money every year. That's your interest or your growth. But the next year, you get growth not just on your original $200, but on the free money you earned last year, too.
So the free money starts earning its own free money. The snowball gets bigger.
And it rolls faster and faster all by itself. The source uses a pretty realistic growth rate. So over 10 years, by the time you're 20, that one little decision to save $200 can turn into over $3,200. You didn't do any more work. Time did all the work for you.
And that's the contrast. It's just so stark. $200 on a toy gets you maybe 14 days of fun. But $200 invested could get you $3,200. That's enough for a down payment on a car or an amazing gaming setup. That is the real weight of opportunity cost. Every time you buy a want, you are literally saying goodbye to something much bigger later.
It totally reframes every small decision. That $15 t-shirt isn't just $15. It's the future $240 you just gave up. The smart brain knows that waiting isn't about sacrificing fun. It's about choosing better fun later.
All right, so to tie all these tools together, the needs-wants test, the 24-hour rule, opportunity cost. The guide ends with a practical challenge to really train that smart brain. It's called the 30-day No Wants Jail Challenge.
Yeah, this is like a financial boot camp. It's designed to show you just how much money is sort of silently leaking out of your pockets from all these little impulse buys.
The rules are dead simple. For 30 days, you spend money only on absolute needs. Lunch at school, bus fare, new socks because your old ones have 12 holes.
Right, true needs.
Anything that's a want, a comic book, a fancy drink, a game, you don't buy it. You just write it down on a piece of paper and you put it in a box called the want jail.
And the magic happens on day 31 when you open that box. The outcome is, it's psychological gold. First, you'll probably laugh because half the stuff you wrote down you won't even care about anymore.
They were just momentary impulses.
Total impulses. The dopamine spike is long gone. And second, the amount of money you save is usually shocking. The guide says people typically save anywhere from $50 to $300 in just 1 month. That cash is your trophy.
And now you have actual choices. You can take that money and buy the one or two things from the want jail that you still genuinely desire.
And that purchase feels 1,000 times better because it was a deliberate choice. The smart brain made it, not some fleeting emotion. You're the boss of your money.
It's a total flip of the power dynamic. You go from being a consumer reacting to ads to a strategic saver who's in control.
And you have this cash reserve you didn't even know you had. Whether you buy the remaining items or just decide to invest that whole $300 toward that $3,200 goal, you win either way.
That was a tremendous deep dive. Let's do a quick genius checklist just to recap the 5 big takeaways we covered so everyone feels ready to go.
Okay. Number 1, the ironclad definition. Needs versus wants. If you don't die or stink without it, it's a want. 2, use the 24-hour rule to kill almost every impulse buy.
3, always run the chore money test. Ask yourself, would I trade my own hard work for this?
Right.
4, understand the real power of opportunity. Every dollar you save today is worth many more dollars tomorrow. And finally, 5, try the 30-day no wants jail challenge and watch your savings pile up.
You now have a set of rules that lets you see through all the noise of consumer culture. You have a smarter financial brain than most grown-ups who are still out there buying giant TVs they can't afford on credit.
Which brings us to our final question for you, the listener. Given how simple but powerful these rules are, what's the biggest financial mistake you see people making around you all the time? And how could one of these rules, like the 24-hour rule, have completely solved it?
That's the real power, right? Connecting these simple ideas to the complex adult world.
Go out there and apply this knowledge, and maybe, just maybe, go tell your parents they've got a little zombie brain today. They'll either laugh or cry. Probably both. Thanks for joining the deep dive.
We'll catch you next time.